Mark Consuelos has mocked ex-Live host Ryan Seacrest in a recent behind-the-scenes segment. Live did a larger-than-life Halloween spectacular earlier in the week that fans couldn't wait to see play out. A Live host took fans backstage in a clip before the Halloween segment premiered to show them how everyone was getting ready. "Son of a gun, look what we have walked in on," one of the show's producers said as he headed to Kelly and Mark's dressing room area. Kelly greeted him as Barbie in a long blonde wig. Wearing a blonde wig, Mark sat in a chair while finishing getting ready with hair and makeup. He jokingly turned to the host and said, "I'm dressed up as Ryan Seacrest." "Is that what this is? I don't want to jump to any conclusions," the host asked. "Yes," Mark joked, but then confirmed it was his first Halloween show as a host on Live. He confirmed it was wig day, as he was instead dressed as Ken from the Barbie movie. Ryan was previously the host of Live with Kelly and Ryan, before Kelly's husband Mark took over. Live it on Live. Recently, Kelly ripped into Mark for committing a crime against her by tricking her with a purchase. On Monday's episode, Kelly, 53, and Mark, 52, talked about the sports news of the day. They then pivoted to a similar sports topic that had Kelly saying Mark lied to her. "And in other sporting news," Mark said, "the Campobasso Football Club in Italy, that we are part owners of, won last night yesterday 2-1 in the 95th minute. 95th minute, they had 6 minutes of overtime they scored, they took 3 big points home." "Did you hear me screaming upstairs?" Mark asked his wife. Kelly closed her eyes and confirmed that she did not hear him screaming. A crime was committed. "But again, he's like, we're part owners. He told me we were buying property in Italy," she told the audience. The crowd laughed as Mark confirmed they did. "You understand the difference, right?" Kelly asked the audience. Mark interjected. She said, "All I want is a big yard." I go, "You have a big yard, it's a football pitch. It's 100 by 70, it's amazing big stadium." "I just want you to understand," Kelly told the live audience, "a crime was perpetrated against me in some way." "Yeah," Mark said. She then backtracked on another story that they talked about earlier in the show. Elias on Live. Last week, Kelly furiously argued with Mark on air about who is the better driver between them. She had suggested after a story Mark told about the two of them driving that they should get an RV for traveling. Mark asked her, "In all honesty, could you or would you drive it? Would you want to back one up?" Kelly looked unsure for a moment before answering. "I would learn how to drive an RV," she told her husband. "My dad, let me remind you, was a bus driver for New Jersey Transit for 30 years, so I believe." To this comment, Mark jumped in and defended his family's history of driving. My dad worked for the Defense Department," Mark shot back. They then began talking over each other in increasing volume. Kelly shot back, "And you were in the military. What your dad and my dad did has nothing to do with you being able to drive," Mark yelled over Kelly. Even though the hosts argued loudly, they wore smiles and laughed at the camera. Kelly told Mark that she used one of her dad's cars to learn how to drive, but he was not having that answer. "You're not the best driver, sweetie. You do a lot of things well, but you also don't drive well," Mark insulted his wife. Violation revelation. Kelly asked how many violations Mark has had, and he that since he drives more, that's why he's had more problems. She pointed out that Mark ripped off the whole half of their garage door recently. "Lightning's go come down," Mark joked after Kelly called him out. "Before you applaud him, I want you to know that he's completely lying in front of you," Kelly told the boisterous audience. "We're all being gaslit. Ripped the whole side of our garage door off," she repeated. "And also when you pulled in, you didn't stop, you were like..." "Agree to disagree," Mark said. Mic drop. "He's lying, double mic drop." Kelly ended the conversation.